Here is a spellbinder with this breaking news. This is from NPR, dated August 20th. And it's got on here, you can listen to the story, Talk of the Nation, but it's 24 minutes and 29 seconds. Just a little longer than 15 minutes, you see, and I can't really play the whole thing. But you can go here. I'll have a link to this. And there is a transcript for this. You can read it, actually. I'll be going through the transcript here while I read this first part here. Sometimes scientists say that they're being locked out of research on the oil spill because they refuse to sign confidentiality agreements. And Florida and their guests discussed the problems of doing scientific research when a lawsuit is pending. Is there any way to keep science independent? Well, today or yesterday there was a group of scientists that went out on the People's Want down there in Florida who went out and took samples. And they also talked to a person who leaked information from the plant that makes the dispersant Coexit 9500. And he was telling them the purpose of the Coexit is what you see it doing, sinking the oil so it's out of sight, out of mind. And he's telling you the real dangers of it. The stuff is very toxic and it's real dangerous. And it will make people sick and probably even kill people. But here you are, you're listening to Science Friday from NPR. Imagine that the Gulf of Mexico was a giant crime scene, and you know that a yellow crime scene tape has been stretched. Imagine that it spreads all over the Gulf, and if you want to cross it, you can't without getting permission from the authorities who have roped it off. So if you're a scientist and you want to investigate that giant oil plume 22 miles long, and the scientists at Woods Hole now says exist, or if you want to measure how much oil has sunk to the bottom and may be affecting wildlife there, you as an important independent scientist may not be allowed in. The only information or the facts that are allowed to be collected belong to the parties involved. That's BP and the U.S. government. And because both BP and the feds have a vital and monetary interest in the amount of oil still in the water and on the wetlands, you have to get past the lawyers first before you can go on to public property and waterways. And with billions of dollars at stake, the government and BP will head to court. The extent of the damage and how much oil should cost BP will be decided through the legal system, and as one of my guests writes in an editorial in the Washington Post, both sides will seek to use science in a legal context. Much of the information obtained from this research and the monitoring will be tied up in the courts rather than being made publicly available and scrutinized. So where does this leave science and scientists? Some say it leaves them locked out of doing independent research unless you want to sign an agreement to hand over all the data that you collect and lose control of it. And then he goes, joining me now, the guest, Linda Hopper, of the LSU A&M scientists, joining in to talk about this, and a couple others. Well, the big thing I wanted to show on this is the oil video here from, well, this is Florida Oil Spill Law website, which I'll have a link to both of these sites, the NPR and this one. And I was reading off of See the Report here, and that's from the NPR. But this is what's going on. You'll be amazed. And amazingly enough, it was Homeland Security that came and confiscated. It wasn't the park rangers. It wasn't the Coast Guard. It wasn't the BP representative. Oh no! This time it's your famous Homeland Security now playing law enforcement down there and saying it's a national security type of thing. It's like, what? National security? I wonder why. Because somebody's going to get their butt sued to pieces. They may even lose their corporation because of what they've done. And oh yeah, right now BP wants to go up and I guess they're going to do it anyways. They said they're going to drill the Arctic Ocean up there if people want them to or not. They're saying we have a right to, and we're going to do it. So that's another thing you got to start worrying about, is up there now in the Arctic. They're going to start drilling a deep well just like they did down here in the Gulf, and who knows what's going to happen. But this is what it says here.
Yeah, let me go to the phones. Darren in College Station, Texas. Hi, Darren.
Hello, Ira.
Hi there.
I'm an adjunct professor here at A&M, and we were also in the Gulf that got thrown out. We were testing a theory that the chemical composition of the dispersant they were using was causing the oil to sink. And we'd been there for approximately 3 days, and federal agents told us to get out. And it wasn't Fish and Wildlife officers, these were Homeland Security officers, and we were told that it was in the interest of national security.
I mean, I could see restricting access so that 500 people shouldn't be able to ride their dune buggies along the beach, but reputable scientists should have access.
Darren, did they take your samples away or take anything away from you?
Oh, yeah, they inspected the boat. They, of course, checked everyone's identification, and they took all the samples that we had. They also took some notes that we had. The theory that we were operating upon was information that had been given to us by someone who worked in the plant that made that dispersant, and they took everything.
Wow.
This is kind of an insane world that we've entered into in terms of the barring of reputable scientists from a public site where they can contribute considerably to the knowledge that we have.
Dr. Dealey, do you know of other cases like Darren?
Yes, I've heard of other cases.
We might be able to go in one area, but not into another, or we've been going to an area and then we get kicked out.
This entomologist tried to study insect habitat in affected marshes, but was forced out, and samples she took after the BP blowout were seized by the police.
Oh, see, there it is. They're not even going to let independent scientists go out there and assess the damage that's being done to the coast and to the Gulf itself. So you'll see a big cover-up is coming down the pike at us, and they're going to cover everything up. I tell you, Agenda 21 is really out there, and they're really pushing it on you people down there. I fear for you down there along the coast, because you're being exposed to that co-exit and whatever else they're spraying in the air, and it's just, you know, it's going to be devastating. Well, until next time, this is all I got for now. I'll have a link at the bottom of this video on my YouTube channel. You go down there and look at the description, and it'll have this entire thing. This is a transcript from it. It shows you. What's amazing is that it was Homeland Security was ones down there doing this stuff. It was, like here it says, Homeland Security, new leak spews oil and gas 20 feet into the air off of Louisiana coast. And there's Homeland Security running it. Like I said, it wasn't the Coast Guard or anything that was confiscating their stuff. It was Homeland Security, which I didn't know it was a national security issue for this, unless, like I said, someone's getting their butt sued off, and they don't want you to know because it's security to them, because BP's getting ready to go drilling up in the Arctic. Oh well, I'll let you go for now. I just wanted to get this out while it's fresh here, and I'll talk to you all later. Be good, or be good at it. Take care, and watch these people. They're all vipers, and they're after us. Good day.